The internet is filled with conspiracy theory websites and videos, but what fascinates most people about these alternative ideas is that beyond the popular well-known conspiracy theories, there are many which are even more elusive and mysterious. Here are 10 little-known conspiracy theories that will blow your mind. Number 10 is the new chronology. We all learn about history in school. Some of us pursue that interest at college, university, or through personal study. Regardless, there's an accepted view as to the chronology of events. Academics teach us that recorded human history, the length of time we've been writing down what's happening around us, goes back about 5,000 years. But a Russian mathematician by the name of Fomenko argues that this is wrong, and that recorded history is only around 1,000 years old. He claims to have done calculations on historical data showing that historical records have been forged, misinterpreted, and promoted to keep what's really happening in humanity's recent past secret. This new chronology has a number of high-profile supporters. If this is true, no one is quite sure what this 1,000-year-old lie is actually hiding from all of us. Number 9 is Harold Wilson. Harold Wilson was a world-famous politician from the UK. He was known for his phenomenal debating abilities, which led to the most powerful political office in Britain. He became Prime Minister twice, from 1964 to 1970, and then again from 1974 to 1976, winning 4 general elections. Now, all of this may sound run-of-the-mill, but things take a turn into the strange when you learn that Harold Wilson was suspected by some of being a spy for Soviet Russia. The idea that the most powerful person in the United Kingdom at the height of the Cold War was spying for the enemy seems better suited for a James Bond novel than reality. However, while Prime Minister, the BBC uncovered an alleged plot to remove Harold Wilson from office by the UK's MI5 agents. The reason? Many believe there was real evidence that the Prime Minister himself was a Soviet agent. Number 8 are immortal actors. Some actors appear to defy age with their youthful looks well into their advanced years. However, some believe this is because those actors are not what they seem. Several conspiracy theories argue that some of the most iconic actors of all time are part of a secret society that has unlocked the secret to everlasting life. Conspiracy theorists offer some key visual evidence to support their claims. For example, photographs and paintings from the last few centuries allegedly show that some actors are hundreds of years old. A painting from 1875 appears to show a man who very much looks like Keanu Reeves, while a photograph from 1870 appears to show none other than Nicolas Cage, very much alive and well over 100 years ago. If such a society does exist, you wonder just what price it is to join. Number 7 is Down the Rabbit Hole. British author Lewis Carroll wrote a book called The Nursery Alice. This was a version of his own book, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, but simplified for children. It was published in 1889, but in a grisly turn of events, the same kid's book had been implicated in one of the world's most famous murder cases. For well over a century, people have tried to find out the identity of Jack the Ripper, but one conspiracy theory states that Lewis Carroll left clues in his books as to who the killer really was. And how would he know? Because he allegedly is Jack the Ripper himself. This theory was first proposed by writer Richard Wallace in 1996, and since then has gained supporters. Several clues can be found in the books, and it's led many to wonder whether one of the greatest children's writers of all time was also one of the world's most infamous killers. Number 6 is Kubrick and the Illuminati. Stanley Kubrick was one of the greatest directors who ever lived, but he also was a subject of several conspiracy theories. One of the more popular ones is that he was involved in faking moon landing footage. However, there is also an even darker theory which states that the films he made resulted in his own death. Throughout Kubrick's career, he believed strongly in the use of subliminal messages throughout his films. This is why his films have been studied so widely for their secret meanings. A lesser-known conspiracy theory states that Stanley Kubrick was an inside member of the Illuminati, the mythical group which supposedly controls the Earth. In this theory, he left clues about the organization in his films, but when he finally made a movie about secret societies called Eyes Wide Shut, the Illuminati had him assassinated. Number 5 is the A440 conspiracy. Another little-known conspiracy is that of A440. A440 is a musical note, the first A note after middle C to be precise. This note vibrates at exactly 440 Hz, hence its name. It's been used since the mid-20th century and has become a tuning standard for most instruments. However, there are several conspiracy theories attached to it. One states that the A440 note actually causes stress, aggression, and antisocial behavior in humans. Some believe that it was developed by the Nazis during the Second World War and has since been used to manipulate the human mind. The way that it allegedly works is that the note vibrates at a frequency that interferes with the very fabric of our universe, causing disharmony in living matter. Some believe that it's only a matter of time before this malevolent musical note is used to undo modern civilization with a deafening crescendo. Number 4 is the 9/11 stock market conspiracy. Most 9/11 conspiracy theories are pretty disrespectful to those who lost their lives that day, not to mention those who tried to defend us. However, there's one little-known conspiracy theory which does raise some questions. This theory speculates that there was some unusual activity in the financial markets in the days leading up to September 11th. Some of this activity revolved around airline shares. Conspiracy theorists suggest that unknown investors were aware of what was about to happen on that day and sold their shares before the attacks occurred. Furthermore, shares in insurance companies were also heavily traded on that day. While this trading hasn't resulted in any official accusations, it was investigated, leading some conspiracy theories to insist that someone out there made a lot of money from that day. Number 3 is the left hand. It used to be thought that left-handedness was a mark of the devil. People who were left-handed were forced to use their right hand for most tasks, and in some instances, the left hand was tied awkwardly behind the back. While this is superstition at its worst, there's a little-known conspiracy theory that there's more to some left-handed individuals than meets the eye. This theory argues that there is an advantage to being left-handed, and that a powerful secret society only allows members who have this hand dominance. This may seem like an unusual proposition, but when you consider that 5 of the last 8 presidents were left-handed or ambidextrous, and that an unusually high number of people in power are the same, it does make you wonder if this alleged society really does exist and is controlling our fate from the shadows. Number 2 is Finland's origin. A recent conspiracy theory which gained traction on Reddit is one of many alternative history perspectives. This theory suggests that the country of Finland doesn't actually exist, at least not as we know it. The argument is that the landmass known as Finland in Europe, which borders Russia and the Baltic Sea, was fabricated as recently as 100 years ago. This was supposedly pulled off by Russian and Japanese diplomats so that they could manipulate fishing rights in the Baltic Sea. The people who currently live in modern-day Finland are the descendants of people from surrounding areas who were shipped there and sold an elaborate hoax about Finland having existed for many years. Now, some argue that this is a hoax, while others believe that it is suggestive of alternative history and that our belief in the modern world has been widely fabricated. And number 1 is the portal to hell. Scientific advances have altered our lives for the better, but there are those who insist that one high-profile scientific experiment is in fact a worldwide satanic conspiracy. In this conspiracy theory, the scientific community has been infiltrated at all levels by Satan worshippers, who have manipulated scientific data and funding in order to meet their ultimate goal, to bring about the coming of the Antichrist. The experiment in question is the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. This vast underground particle accelerator is used to smash particles together to see what they're comprised of. However, some believe that as either the current or future colliders become more powerful, they will eventually tear a hole in the fabric of space. Then, whatever demonic forces lie in wait in darkness can finally come forth and claim our world as their own. But as always, thank you for watching, for liking this video, and for subscribing. And a very special thank you to all of my channel members, especially the names you see on your screen right now. All of you help keep my channel going. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.